Entering settings screen, you have 18 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets. When I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left. Touchdown. Touchdown. 8th floor. Come down. Hotel. Lobby. Receptionist, what now? 11 a.m. Check out. Might give her one foul just to tell her it's one now. How come? I need rest. No recess on my schedule. Right. Mama used to serve vegetables. Now half the meals got tentacles. Right. Half the errands need a reservation and half my money goes straight to taxes. But I don't trip about it. That's what happens when you got dreams closer than a match. Plus all your boys got expensive habits. Go. I know what they're thinking. They don't even gotta say it. Nope. They ain't thinking they just made it. I know how to make everybody feel famous. I don't gotta work no day shift. I don't gotta split no payment. I don't gotta answer questions. Right. And I don't need you to okay it. Yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left. Touchdown.
They can't take it to 10.
Hey.
Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and the Carolina Panthers. Fall is in the air and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Ready? Ready? Come on. You better bring it. Ready?
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. He's got a first down and more past the 30. Give him 18. It's a Carolina first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, there'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That good for 19 and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And some good running out of the gates as he takes this up to the 33. 11 yards and a Panther first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Pick up, buddy! What's up, buddy? Great.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On second down, McCaffrey. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Third down, here's McCaffrey. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. The stop there on third, they could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on first and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I'd go right at it.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers take it right down and score on the opening drive. Austin Seibert on for the extra point. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Here we go! 15-1. 15-1.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They run the counter. It's James. And some room to run now. That one good for 33 and a first. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 11 yards and a Panther first down. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That second down play nets a -4. 3rd and long, it's Newton. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On 2nd down, it's James. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Hit it. X3, 218, jump.
On 1st and 10, Knox. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. From the gun, Knox. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Here we go.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule.
It's a foot race. Touchdown, Carolina. As his guys are in for 6. And the Panthers strike quickly here for 6 points. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready, set.
The Charger drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. They run the counter. It's James. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
And it brings up 3rd down.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Rock it. Get it.
Operating from the gun. Knox. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, it could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Steps away to his left. And he's going to keep it here. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
20.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. McCaffrey following the penalty. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Got it.
The Charger drive about to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here.
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Brian Burns picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, what's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Ready.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Knox completes it to Coleman. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at about the 28. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
On 1st down, James. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. He's got Smith here. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Newton firing quickly here, and that's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It's a 5-yard pickup, but spotted a few chain links short of the 1st, so a little bit of decision time here coming up on 4th down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Here we go with McCaffrey. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Out of the gun, Newton. Going down the middle, and it's complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And this a 39-yard attempt. Seibert able to knock this one through. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. And that 1st half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going into the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. That was Dante Jackson, the one who got a hand in to knock it away. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the 2nd half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away.
Christian McCaffrey on the return. The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, they'll force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. The Charger drive about to get going. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Knox. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
He gets this away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Here's McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
It's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, They often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They'll go buy them dinner. But
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. This will be fielded at the 17. It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Here's a 2nd and 7. James has got it. Complete. No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now, the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing.
He's got daylight. The 30. The 20, 10, touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. He's turning in a heck of a game. He's creeping up towards 200 yards, a pair of touchdowns now to go along with it.
There's so many things we can talk about in his game because we're seeing it all from him, but I love his vision. He's seeing the holes develop. He's seeing holes develop before they actually open. He's making sure he's getting to the right places, very decisive in his cuts, but his vision has been the key to all these big runs in this game.
And on that last long run, we got a pretty good look at his speed as well. The Charger drive about to get going. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Pull it high.
To throw again, Arnold. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back to throw, Arnold. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain of 22.
Come on, set. 60 outlaw.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
8 reads. He's not going to get it.
On 1st down, Arnold. Over the middle, complete. That's James. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a 1st down for L.A. This quarterback now 3 out of 5 since taking over as he's given his guys a 1st down. Looking to throw. Arnold. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Arnold. It's caught by Coleman. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. He finds Hopkins complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The Chargers on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This will be 3rd and 6. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, in the 4th quarter here, you've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. From 13 yards out. And the Chargers, they're able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will get them 1 closer. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Newton now to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. On the ground, McCaffrey. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now a give, right side McCaffrey. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Going to throw right side here, complete. A pickup of 5 that time and a 1st down. Newton now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. The Chargers going to signal for the 1st of their timeouts. It's just their 1st. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Now it's Newton. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 13 yards, 1st down, Panthers. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, Plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need. And that's exactly what they got done.
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Back to throw, Arnold. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Bilal Nichols in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's got a man, complete. A gain there of 30 big ones. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Looking to throw. Arnold. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. To throw again. Arnold. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete.
Let's go. Let's go. X3. 218. Chop.
Off the play fake. Arnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down. Arnold eluding the pressure right. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
Touchdown, Chargers.
No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And one of the whistles for timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Newton's going to throw it. He'll find his man on the comeback route. Complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And when you break it down, you know, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same